Hi, I'm Molly and this is my first YouTube makeup video, so if you want to see how I got my fresh, pretty, everyday look, then please keep watching. I'm going to start by putting my hair up just with a clip. And priming my face with the Clinique Super Primer. It's the Universal Face Primer. And then I'm just going to apply some lip balm because my lips get really dry and my foundation gets caught in them. And this is a special lip balm that I got from Caesars in Vegas. And now I'm going to use the MAC Face and Body because this is a day routine, so I just wanted to keep it quite light, and this stuff's quite watery so you have to shake it up first. And I'm the colour C2. Just put that on the back of my hand. It's really runny. See, it just runs everywhere. Just going to be using the Zoeva 104 brush for that. Just picking up a bit on the end and using it on my skin. The stuff is so watery and you really need to buff it into the skin loads, and you can feel it gets thicker and thicker the more you buff it in. It's a really light coverage foundation, so it's not too heavy for the day, and it's got a very kind of glowy, dewy finish to it, which I like. If you've got kind of a problem day and you've got a lot of spots, I wouldn't suggest you use it because it just won't cover it. I'm just going to go in and conceal. I think I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear just because I've got really dark under eye circles, and this is really the only concealer that I find doesn't crease but also covers your dark circles really well. I'm going to be using that in NW20. And I'm just going to be using my finger for that, my ring finger. I like to bring it down quite a lot just so you can't see the difference between where the foundation is and where the concealer is. I'll just take that onto my eyelid as well. I prefer to use my finger opposed to a brush because I think sometimes when you use a brush you can get streaky marks and it kind of takes off a lot of concealer as opposed to actually puts it on the skin, and I think when you use your ring finger it just puts it on the skin really nicely. And if I've got any left over on my hand, I'll just place a bit down the centre of my nose, chin, cupid's bow, any darkness or redness or spots you get around the nose, nice. And then place just a bit up here as well. Then I'm just gonna take my Beauty Blender sponge, which I got from, I think I got it from Selfridges, and I've just wet it so it's nice and big and bouncy now, but then I squeezed all the water out. And then I'm just gonna push that again into the skin. Now I'm going to powder. I'm going to be using the Ben Nye Banana Luxury Powder. Tap it into the lid just a bit. I'll use the Zoeva 106 powder brush to just pop that everywhere, and this stuff's really fine so it flies everywhere and it goes over kind of everything. I'll be covering the whole face apart from the under the eye area where I'll be using a different powder. Then I'm going to take my Real Techniques contour brush and use that to set my under eye with this Mercier Secret Brightening Powder in number 1. Number 1 is really white, as you can see. And I just like to get a bit on the end and then place that in the pot. Just dab most of the excess off and then look up and just set the under eye. And then it's a day look, so I'm not going to do too much of a contour, but I am going to do a slight contour using my Zoeva 128 contour brush. Well, it's the cream cheek, but it's got the angle to it. So I'm going to use the Nars Laguna, and it's probably my favourite, which is why there's absolutely nothing left. I need to get some more of this. Suck in and just carve out a bit of cheekbone. If you feel like you've got a slight too much product, just blend it up think I put a bit too much on there, so I'm just going to go back in with my foundation brush and just buff over it, because I want it to be really subtle for the day. I don't like really harsh contour lines. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to take up into the temples just to warm up the contours of the face. A bit underneath my jaw. Now for blush, I'm going to take my Milani in the colour Luminoso, which is really pretty and like apricot pink with some slight shimmer or sheen to it. Really, it's not shimmer. And I'll be taking that on my Real Techniques multitask brush. I don't really want to have that like rosy and gym look, so I just kind of want to do it between this part and don't want to take it all the way back here, so somewhere in the middle, just a slight bit of colour, not too much, and on the other side as well. Then I'm going to use the same brush and just use my MAC Soft and Gentle to pick up just a little bit of highlight above that blush. So we have the contour, then the blush, and then the highlight. Again, not too much the daytime look, so you don't want to be like disco balling around the town. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Zoeva brush, the 317, and I'm going to be using my new Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Blonde. Okay, now I'm just going to use any regular spoolie just to brush through my eyebrows, just make sure all the hairs are going in the same direction. Just going to put a small amount on the end of the Zoeva brush, and I'm just going to keep feathering that through, bringing it sort of to the middle. Just going to start from down here and just work my way up to this sort of arch. It's not really much of an arch at the moment, but I'm going to make it a bit more of an arch. I like to do my eyebrows quite naturally during the day. Sometimes I don't even wear anything on my eyebrows, but each to their own. I want to build up some more colour down here because it's not that strong at the moment and the hairs are sort of all over the place. So I'm just going to keep feathering that down. Then with whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to take that out the front and just slightly extend the front of my eyebrow. And for the eyes I'm going to keep it very simple, so I'm just going to use my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush with my MAC Woodwinked, which I really like. Take a little bit on my brush and then I'm just going to apply that to the whole lid. Only really going up to the crease because then I'm going to blend it out. I just think it's so pretty for the day though, it's so soft and natural. Like I said, I'm going really simple for day lip. Just going to do the same with the other eye. And then I'm just going to feather that out as well. Feather it out, blend it out. I'm now going to use the Maybelline Master Precise to line my top lash line. I'm just going to use the kind of the length of it to help me draw the line. Not doing too many strokes. Oops. And I want to do a really thin line because my eyes are quite hooded, so if I do a thick line it will take up a lot of my lid and it won't look very nice, so you just have to think about the shape of your eye. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous False Fibre Lashes Black Lacquer Mascara. I have really short lashes, so the mascara I use doesn't really make a huge difference, and if I'm going out and I want my lashes to be really big, which I do because of my hooded eyes, then I'll just use some false lashes. I don't really try and make my lashes look a lot longer in the day because it's kind of impossible, they're pretty short. For my lips, I'm just going to use some lip gloss. I'm using Nars Turkish Delight because it's my favourite. It's so pretty. It's got kind of like a baby pink colour in it, but it's still quite glossy. And if I'm doing a day look, I want my lips to be moisturised. I don't like wearing lipstick during the day because it dries out your lips and you have to, it like goes on your teeth and you have to like top it up and stuff. So it's just a lot easier if I use a lip gloss straight from the applicator. And that is my simple day makeup look.